Welcome to Project Highrise. In my effort to play a game for, the combat-oriented game versus the just kind of relaxed builder kind of games, I am now going to play Project Highrise now that I finished playing the Banished series. I don't think I really have a lot of these kind of relaxing just builder games. I do like them, and I think the reason I don't have more of them is just because when I was working full time, I didn't have time to be playing a lot of games, and so I just didn't have them. So we'll have to see if I can remedy that by getting more of these kind of games. But in the meantime, let's play Project Highrise. I have played this before. It's been a very long time. I finished, I think, 3 of the scenarios. But since I haven't played in a very long time, we'll go back and start from the beginning and play the scenarios which I've already done, just to kind of reacquaint myself with the game. So we'll do neighborhood revitalization, because I think that's the first kind of one. Yeah. It's meant to be, I think, kind of the beginner, your introduction to the game. So, difficulty easy. This area town has seen better days, and if those in power have their way, it will see those better days again soon. This building was once a jewel in the city's architectural pantheon. Its lobby retains a vestige of those bygone glories with a stunning lobby mural protected by the city's landmark commission. I guess that means I can't change the mural. Your task is to revive this building to its former splendor. The Landmark Commission will arrange for subsidies for floor and infrastructure construction. Okay, let's play. Okay. Scenario goals. Neighborhood revitalization. Revenue recovery. Restore this building to solid financial health with daily revenues of $25,000 or more. Neighborhood recovery. Achieve the city's goal of revitalizing its neighborhood by having a building population of at least 250. New landmarks. Add your own contribution to the building's already significant artistic trust with a new fountain, either inside or outside. Okay. Let's pause. No. What I want to do is save. That's what I want to do. Okay, well, let's see. What do we have going on here? First, let's get acquainted. We have these buildings here that have, it's quite dirty. The unit is getting worn down. I can click here to renovate. To do that, it'll cost me $120. And maintenance, I need at least one maintenance office, which I have. And it looks like maybe renovation's already scheduled. And it says you can visit the maintenance office to order renovations of multiple units. So this first playthrough is probably going to be a little slow as I go through all the different, user interface elements of the game and then try to explain them. So this is a VG Costa and Associates insurance agent's office. Satisfaction is they're happy. I think there's a happier than this, but I don't know. We'll find out. Rent report. Daily rent $95 a day. Employed has 1 employee. Work hours are from 8 to 4:30 or 16:30. I'd click here if I wanted to relocate this tenant. It says I can't do it at this time. It cost me $75 and give me a negative influence to do that. I need prestige, need at least 1 star, which I have. You can see down here I have a prestige of 3. Movers office, I need at least 1, which I don't have. I can evict or remove them. And if I click here, it says Anna. She's our employee. And she says, that was a good lunch. I can click on that to focus on 1 or more of the workers. So if I do that, there she is. Looking like a 50s kind of style there or something. And it needs an electrical line. Really? And it expects copy services. Okay, so it must have an electrical line. Otherwise, I think it'd be telling me that. And I can rename it if I wanted to. If I click on that, it doesn't do anything. Here, I can modify rent amount to keep this tenant happy or to optimize your revenues. So if I click on that, see, then I can adjust. All these are run down. So this is just a panel. This is a worker. He works at the copy center. Happiness. It looks like he's happy. Time for a quick lunch. Really? What time is it? Can't really tell with the pause sign there. We click here. This is Kathleen's Bagels. Hearty takeout, serves breakfast and lunch. Satisfaction is good, but it's going down. Needs an electrical line, likes high traffic areas. The rent is too high, we should be paying less. We like being in a high traffic area, so that's a plus there. They're happy for that. We're gaining more regular customers. I don't know why this was considered a high traffic area, but okay. Daily rent, $160. I'm going to close that. Has 2 employees. Doris. I wish I could get some coffee. And Lewis. There are no dinner spots in the building. Work hours are from 4:30 to 4:30 in the morning, wow, to 1800, which is 6 o'clock. Tenant details, revenue so far, $217. Revenues yesterday, 126. We've had 14 customers yesterday. We have 2 regulars who like us. So that kind of gives you an idea of the different kinds of reports that are there. This guy is, so he's a retailer. Mobile phone store sells small electronics. Pick up the latest handheld gadget. Satisfaction, and it's going up. Rent is lower than expected, which is great. The unit is getting worn down, as you can see from the stains here. That gives you an idea it's getting worn down. Daily rent, $210 a day. 2 employees. There are no Lewis. There are no dinner spots in this building. And Leroy. Let's see. What should I do now? Work hours from 9 to 1900. So that's till 7. Revenue so far today, 41. Revenues yesterday, $22. We had 1 customer yesterday. Uses 1 storage bay. So these are your storage bays down here. Storeroom provides 4 storage bays for retail storage. Each retail unit requires 1 storage bay. Operating costs, negative $400 per day. Total 4 bays, occupied 3, available 1, which means that I can only really add 1 additional retail storage. Here's the famous mural. Valid placement below ground. Here, what is this guy? Copy center. I have 2 copy centers. Why do I have 2 copy centers? Makes 1 memo into many. Operating costs, $50 per day. Satisfaction is good. Needs an electrical line. Daily rent, 0. Employee 4. Wow, 4 employees. Work hours 9 to 1900. Joe, time for a quick bite. Donald, time for a quick lunch. Charles, it's a brand new day. Linda, another day, another dollar. And oh, this is office supplies. I thought these were both copiers. Office supplies delivers pens and clips and things to offices. Operating costs $75 per day. Satisfaction, it's okay. Daily rent 0 because they don't pay rent. Employees 4. Work hours 9 to 1900. Donald, time for a quick lunch. Anthony, I had a good lunch. Cynthia, it's a brand new day. Mary, I've got some work to do. This is our construction office. Every building needs construction staff to build out floor plates and prepare units for rent. Only one construction office is allowed in the building until you hire a building manager. Here's our maintenance office. Maintenance office repairs broken elevators and escalators and renovates parts of the building that have become worn out. Operating cost $100 per day. Did this have an operating cost? It did not. Maintenance crew can be sent to renovate rundown parts of the building. So I can renovate 11 offices. That's how many need renovation, which will cost me $1,320 to do. And right now I have $15,000 in cash. I can renovate 2 restaurants. Cost $240. I can renovate 3 retail, $630. And I don't have any apartments. So renovate 16 total tenants. That's $2,190. So, depending on what I click on here, it would send the maintenance crew out to do that work. Here's my small phone switchboard. Adds 10 phone connections to your building. Operating cost is $350 per day. Produces utility, telephone 10. So total production of 10, total demand of 8, utilization of 80. I can open this report. Tells me about my utilities report. I have 50 electricity available. I'm using 26. Cost 750. Users 26. Statuses are okay. Telephone 10. That's what we just looked at. Cost 350. We have no cable TV, no water, no gas, no HVAC. Wiring closets cost $60 a day, and no pumping closet. This is my electrical transformer. Adds 50 electrical connections to your building. So we already kind of saw that in the report. This is an elevator. Elevators connect up different floors, start a new elevator shaft on the ground floor, and extend it up or down. And the operating cost is $50 per day. So each of these costs $50 per day. A lovely wall sconce. These are all this is just a hallway. This is my courier. Courier picks up and delivers small packages. Operating cost $50 per day. Satisfaction, they're satisfied. Daily rent 0. Employees 4. Work hours 7 to 18:30. Judith, I had a good lunch. Patrick, it's lunchtime. Russell, that was a good lunch. David, it's a brand new day. And then this is just open area here. Open area here. This is my wiring closet. So this is used to route electrical, phone, and cable TV conduits between floors. Costs $10 per day. Each of these costs $10 per day. So since they're next to this and these are next to each other, they're connected. Like if I put my wiring closet over here, I'd have to run wires and stuff over to it. So each of these costs $10 per day. And you need them on the floor and able to connect all these different units. Here's my newsstand with a selection of books and newspapers. Satisfaction going down. Rent is too high. We should be paying less. Units getting worn down. Daily rent $230. 1 employee. Work hours 9 to 1900. Revenue so far today 86. Revenues yesterday 0. We had 0 customers yesterday. Use 1 storage bay. Oh, sorry that you got no money yesterday, bro. And insurance agent, a law group. This is a CPA office, which I don't know. I think they're moving in. I think that's what that indicates. Graphic designers studio. Let's see, what else? What else? Wine and spirit store with fine wine, beer, and liquor. And their satisfaction is going down, but it doesn't tell us why, other than the units getting worn down. Daily rent 200, 1 employee, time for a quick bite, 9 to 1900. Revenue so far today 41. Revenues yesterday 0. We had 0 customers yesterday. Again, sorry to hear that. See if we can fix that. Our employees seem unhappy here. I don't want to be here if it's this dirty. Okay. So we could build pretty high. So if we turn on the construction grid, we can see the building width is 39 tiles, 72 max. Building height 5 floors, maximum 40 floors, and the floor area is 273 tiles with the maximum of 3,000 tiles. Additional basement depth 2 floors, public plaza area 0 tiles. Category mid rise. I don't know what's that mean. Click on that. Oh. Okay, we'll look at that later. So that means we can build all the way up to here. And I think there are ways that we can expand that, and we can build it down to here and out to all there. And then we click here, and this shows our different utilities. So this is where the utilities come in through, you know, the city. And the dash means we're not using them. So the orange dash here means we could have cable, but we don't have it. We don't have it running here. The orange is the phone here. This is the electricity. And this is showing that we've got all of this space wired up for phone and electricity. And so, yeah, see, we can show the different water line, gas line. Click on that to show the different ones. And here we can look at different overlays like satisfaction. This is the only guy that's really satisfied. Okay. Profitability. Oh, these guys are not doing well here. Aesthetics. Aesthetics come whenever you do things like put in the mural and these kind of things here. There are different things you can put in for aesthetics. So this is where you get the most aesthetics. And that affects the surrounding areas. View. Nobody's got a view. Traffic. This shows you where the high traffic areas are. So looks like most traffic is from these guys, where we have most of our employees, I think, or as many as we have up here. So people coming in, looking at the mural. Not too much traffic over here, so that's why this guy's considered a high traffic area. And why this guy's probably not. Pre-made fast food serves lunch. Okay, I don't know what's going on. My phone is blowing up. Just mute that. And of course, the elevators shows elevators are servicing all of that. Noise, these are your noise areas. And, a lot of that's brought in by retail and the restaurants and stuff. And that impacts the surrounding areas as well. Like these offices don't really mind the noise, but whenever you start putting in apartments, they will. Smells coming from your food areas, that also impacts your surrounding areas. Trash, we don't have any trash at this point. Grime, oh, we got all this grime going on here. Okay, we can look at our budget. Start of day cash 1,500. Recurring transactions. This shows revenue, rent revenues, operating costs, one-time transactions, etc. Show a summary report every day at midnight. They have an ADA report, which I don't know what ADA stands for in this game. Fine-tune rent rates, raise them to make more money or lower them to make tenants happier. So yeah, we can do for classifications here: offices, restaurants, apartments, retail. Economy forecast stable, neither improving nor declining. No information because we haven't really run the game yet. If you're running low in cash, you can reach out to a lender to get a loan. So we can take out these different loans. So for example, a loan amount of $2,500, payment 20 times 150. Small amount can always be charged to the corporate credit card, but watch out for high interest rates. And this one, 5,000, etc. Commercial bank, 10,000, 30 payments of 400. The private equity is locked. We need a prestige of at least 5 in order for that to be unlocked. And an annuity fund, prestige need at least 10. Influence comes from your apartment residence and from select offices. I currently have 0 influence. Once you accumulate 10 influence, you'll be able to leverage your influence to improve your building in a multitude of ways. And that's by, doing different consultant offices. Each upgrade costs an increasing number of influence points. So we could do aesthetics, which allows us then to decorate, put in different things to decorate the building and increase aesthetics. Politics, which allows us to bring in different things that require like a public transit into the building, but we got to be able to sway the politicians to allow us to do that. Operations, unlocked by building a building manager's office, allows us to do different things, better things with the operations. And I guess I can't get down into here, or this is just a different just a separate box, I guess. Buzz is generated by popular retail stores, restaurants, and by some offices. You currently have 0 buzz. Once you reach 50 buzz, you'll be able to spend it on a media campaign. So you can see apartments, I could spend it on these different kinds of things, on infrastructure, ad placements, retail, restaurants, etc. We have 3 prestige. Higher prestige attracts high-end tenants and opens up growth opportunities. Your current level prestige comes from having 42 population, and when we get 60, then we'll have more prestige. From artworks and happy tenants, and we would get more from completing special contracts, and we'd lose it from move-outs and evictions. Our population is the count of various workers and residents in your building. The visitor count shows how many visitors from the city are currently patronizing businesses in your tower. So this is my visitor count. So this just shows my population: 15 offices, 6 restaurants, 4 retail, 12 services. See, I said services are almost just as high as the rest of the population. Other 5, which I don't know what other is. 15 are happy. Oh, they're all happy. Except for other. We got 2 here. 0 children, of course. Visitor report, 25 potential for the retail, but we've only had 1. Public art. We've had 60 people come in and look at the public art. Looking at the mural. So we come here, allows us to hook up the different electricity, phone, cable, etc. I'm not going to spend a lot of time explaining that. You'll see it as we do it. Bulldoze existing. That way we can get rid of this office, that kind of thing. Construct floor and place building infrastructure. Again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time explaining that. We'll see how it works as we go through. Here we can allocate space for different offices. Small, medium, that's all that we can do right now. We need more prestige to be able to do more of this kind of stuff. The higher level offices. Allocate space for rental, apartment rentals. And again, I'm not going to go through a lot of that right now. We'll see how that works as we go through. Allocate space for retail stores. Right now we can only do a small store. And again, I'm not going to explain a lot of this right now. You'll see how it works as we go through. Build services, so we can build different services. Here to service the tenants. Build amenities to make your tower dwellers happier. So we can put in vending machines, common areas, that kind of stuff. And then eventually we can build stuff for aesthetics or consultants. We can add decorative elements to the building. We can add artwork, but you can see needs a consultant upgrade, needs different things that I don't have. View your existing contracts, take new ones. So we don't really have any contracts at this point in time. Take on city contracts to boost your bottom line. You can have up to 2 contracts active at a time. These contracts are available. Remind the public. So basically we take out these contracts, and once we meet the requirements for them, we get the bonus. In this case, the reward would be 3,000. So not the bonus, we get a reward. Basic offices. And basically remind the public, this was once a great building, popular with many denizens of downtown. Generate more daily visitors and generate some buzz so people will start renewing their once fond associations. Pays $500 up front and $2,500 on completion, and grants 1 prestige. Basic offices. The Department of Planning and Development wants to ensure that the city commercial tax base is diversified and not overly dependent on any one sector succeeding or vulnerable should it collapse. To that end, they'd like you to move in a diverse group of 16 small offices. Pays $500 up front and $1,000 in completion. Grants 5 influence. And then we have studio apartments. The Department of Housing would like to increase the stock of housing available in the city for newcomers to town. They think studio apartments are best for that. Construct 10 of them and they'll be grateful. Pays $500 up front and $1,000 on completion. And then we have hello, I'm ADA System 360. How can I help you today? And then we just have different reports that we can run. which we kind of looked at those so far. We didn't see the prestige, but that's going on there. 2 prestige from population, 1 from artworks. Population feedback. We already kind of looked at some of those when we were looking at the different people. And here's my art and aesthetics. So the lovely wall sconce is doing nothing. The victory of architecture, adding 1 prestige. And that gets 60 visitors. We saw that. The services report on site, 1 courier. We had 43 calls. How many of those service calls have been fulfilled successfully? We fulfilled 38. Same with, same kind of idea with these. I don't know what that, oh, we failed 1. Maybe that's what that status means. That's the copy services. Tenant listing. And then budget details. Well, so we didn't really have time to really play at all today, as we just kind of went through and familiarized ourselves with what's going on. And but we're at our time limit, so we're going to call it quits for today, for this episode. And hopefully, probably we're bored by all just the exploration, but hopefully you enjoyed it and you'll come back and join us as we attempt to build a fantastic building here. So thank you, and until then, have a fantastic day.